I don't care if you've been chasing down the penguin in Gotham City all night. If you up, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Beaster. Smoke me out, fan, with that thing shit on my left. Old ninja of the world, old ninja.
I am vengeance.
That's all right. Engineering on the 1 2 truck, 2 Island Bridge, plus Crowdo.
What's going on? I got to fix some stuff on the live stream, so sorry. Y'all saw behind the scenes a little bit. You actually got to see behind the scenes. Hold on, because I can only fix it live now since I'm already live. So here you go. You can see what
There you go.
the way that we look behind the scenes here. So basically, my display is wrong. It does that
All right.
every now and again, and this is how you fix it. If you're ever wondering how to fix shit, there you go.
Well, I can see you. I can't see your behind the scenes stuff. So
Yeah. No,
is it on the live
the
stream?
people on live stream saw it. They saw what I did.
Oh. No, yeah, I can't see. I'm not oh, I should open up the live stream actually.
Well, homestead it in the live stream and give us those statistics.
Yeah, hopefully you're early because you can see behind it. Yeah. Papa Bear was there. He probably saw what I did, so he's seeing it right now, and just went back. So yeah, Papa Bear is first in the chat. Thank you very much. And listener of the week would be Lyric. Thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it.
Dope shit. Old Ninja, what type of urban beverage or liquor are you pouring out this week and for homestead is?
We're gonna pour out some Mickeys this week. 40 dog at Mickey's for. We're gonna start with Jack Angel. Jack Angel was an American voice actor who has voiced characters in shows by Hasbro, Hanna-Barbera, DreamWorks, Disney, Pixar, and many more. He played a major role in the original Transformers, the G1 series, which they call now whatever. Which is, for you who don't know, it's the 80s series of Transformers. He was the character voices of Astro Train, Smokescreen, Ramjet, Omega Supreme, Ultra Magnus, not to be confused with Robert Stack, who was the voice in the 86 movie. He did the series, not the movie. He also was the voice of Cyclonus, Smokescreen, and many others. There's like 6 more that he was the voice of just on that show alone. He also worked on other 80s properties such as G.I. Joe, Super Friends, Scooby-Doo, and the Smurfs, as well as Hollywood films such as A Bug's Life, Monsters, Inc., Ice Age The Meltdown, Cars, Horton Hears a Who, The Prince of Egypt, The Iron Giant, Aladdin, and more. Angel was born on October 24th, 1930 in Modesto, Cali. He died October 9th of 2021, just before his birthday. He was 90 years old.
Damn.
So if you Google his name, there is a pictographic history of all the characters he played by year, and it's like literally like if you're scrolling up and down, it's like pages. He's done so many voices, it's ridiculous. But R.I.P. to next up, we have I'm probably gonna butcher the last name because it's probably pronounced one of 2 ways, but Chris Ayers or Chris Iris.
Definitely not Iris. Those letters are all mixed up.
Yeah, well, because he has the Y, so it's like making me mess up. But I'm gonna say Irish.
Why would you
He's
still say
perhaps
Iris, though?
what? I'm
It's
sorry.
not, it cannot be Iris. It's either Ayers or Ayers. That would be the only 2 ways that I think about it saying it. But it's Ayers. That cannot be
It's
Iris.
Ayr. It's Ayres.
Okay, then you misspelled it in the thing. Then
Oh,
it says Ayers is what it says.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, Ayres.
Okay.
So, sure. He's best known as Frieza's English language voice actor. He's also voiced Kai Corono and Gantz. Sorry, I'm butchering all of this. And then in Shingen Takeda, in
You're not
Shingoku
saying all right
Masada.
that, though.
No.
So,
Besides voice acting, Ayers, he was also a stage actor, and he was a scriptwriter for other English dubs and other anime. He's been an ADR director, and he's even been a fight choreographer. He's performed on and off Broadway during his varied career. He was diagnosed with end-stage cardio obstructive pulmonary disease in 2017. but he shared his illness with his fans and on social media. His final role was caller number 1 in the animated short The Dog Park Prank Calls. He was 56. So I mean, when
real quick, the misspelling thing, it was in our little document, not the way it's spelled on the internet. So yeah, we just on our internal like little notepad thing, it was misspelled. That's why I was like, why are you saying Ayers? Because yeah, it's just misspelled.
Yeah, because I have separate notes that have the Ayers. But if you look at what he looks like, he does not look 56. He looks way younger. He looks like he's 35. But the pictures he takes with like his dog and his girlfriend, he has an oxygen tank on him, so it's unfortunate. But he'd been afflicted for a while. Since 2017, he'd been sick for a minute. But he kept working, so
good shit.
Yeah.
Last but not least,
he also voiced the most racist character ever. I'm just saying. Frieza.
Wait.
Frieza was like the most racist character of all time. If he was a human being, he'd definitely be a Grand Wizard. I'm just saying. If you ever watch Dragon Ball, you know what I'm talking about.
Call them all monkeys.
Oh man. I was gonna say they made an animated film with Donald Trump voice acting. I wasn't
Good God.
Last but not least, we have former U.S. Secretary of State General Colin Powell. He was a distinguished and trailblazing professional soldier whose career took him from combat duty in Vietnam to becoming the first black national security advisor during the end of Ronald Reagan's presidency, and the youngest and first African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under President George H.W. Bush. During his tenure, he was involved in some of the most notable American military actions of the late 20th century, including the 1989 Panama Operations, the 1991 Gulf War, and the U.S. humanitarian intervention in Somalia. He retired days before the disastrous Battle of Mogadishu. One of his biggest blights, which he talks about in numerous times, referring to the report he used that contained faulty evidence of supposed Iraqi WMDs, which is weapons of mass destruction. He wrote about it in his 2012 memoir. He has won several congressional awards, including Congressional Gold Medal and the Congressional Medal of Freedom twice. In the mid-1990s, he was considered a leading contender to become the first black president of the U.S. Although he was fully vaccinated, Colin Powell was suffering from multiple myeloma, a cancer of plasma cells that suppress the body's immune response, and from Parkinson's disease. And he died due to complications of COVID-19. He was 84.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's a real shame, with Colin Powell, because he had a huge black mark on his career with the Iraq War. Besides that, I think he would have made it a lot further with possibly getting into politics and becoming president, or having a real shot at becoming president. But I think because of that black mark with the Iraq War, even though the same information was given to everybody else, he still was part of the push to have us go to Iraq, and there's really no arguing that, and it just sucks, because like I said, besides that, the guy was pretty good to go, and he did a lot of great things, but you make a mistake. Somebody said, there's a funny thing somebody said, like you could build 100 bridges, but if you fuck one goat,
you're a goat fucker. You a goat fucker.
Yeah, you were good. Yeah, just like Prodigy, go fucker.
Hey, certain states frown on that behavior.
I know.
In certain states, put a smile on their faces. I'm just saying.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I wish he would have ran for president, because I think he was sort of more towards the middle on some issues, and he definitely did not like disgraced President Donald Trump. So
no, he did not like him at all. In fact, Donald Trump, literally 24 hours after the death of Colin Powell, talked mad. He was talking shit.
Yep.
He said some fucking. It sounds like, well, I don't know, like crazy shit. But I'm going to tell you this quote. This is the quote that he says. So, former President Donald Trump says, quote, "Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. He also says, "Hope that happens to me someday." He
Jesus.
was a classic rhino. It's RINO. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Rhino.
Republican in name only is what it stands for.
Okay.
Yeah.
If even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace. End quote.
Yeah, so this is classic, classic Trump making things about him that have nothing, in a lot of ways, nothing to do with him. It's real easy to just be like, hey, my condolences to his family, RIP, talk about some of his military service or Secretary of State service, and leave it at that, like any other normal, logical human being would do. But of course,
No.
he is who he is.
If
But
he's gonna shit on fucking John McCain,
yeah, I was just gonna say that.
he's gonna do it. And Colin Powell has on record publicly said he publicly called out Donald Trump and then gave his support to Hillary Clinton.
But here's the thing, though.
Probably why he's pissed.
Here's the thing, goddamn, and we're making it more about Trump too. But at the end of the day, whether he, as a private citizen, endorsed you or didn't, all you got to do is say, "Rest in peace" to an American, war veteran, and all. I mean, that's it. It's a real easy layup of a rest in peace for this guy, but he can't even do that because he's such a narcissist piece of shit. I mean, that's really what it is. He made it about him.
He did. I mean, he's salty because that Colin Powell didn't give him support. And he literally said that Donald Trump was dangerous, and more or less. I mean, it's not an exact quote.
Go ahead, Carlos, get in there.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I can't stand Donald Trump, because he talks about how much he loves the troops, how much he loves America, but he doesn't. Look at what he said about John McCain, even before he died. He was talking about how he liked his soldiers not being captured. And he basically was trying to disgrace him because he was captured and was tortured. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy couldn't even lift his arms up, and he had lingering issues from being tortured in Vietnam. And look at what happens with Colin Powell. These are the problem with Donald Trump is because these are two men that everybody knew garnered more respect than him, and they actually put their lives on the line to do what they believed in, and he can't. None of that even comes into his mind, because he's a narcissist and he's a coward, and we all know he's a coward. But he has to continually denigrate people that actually have some moral character to them, because he has none, and he's a complete joke. And when even people in the military, when they talk about oh, he supports the troops, no, the fuck he does not. He does not support the troops. Tell me how much extra funding that the VA got during his tenure. How much did we get? Nothing really changed under his presidency for the vast majority of the military, and he attacked he attacked trans people in the military. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about people in the military. He's just using you the way he uses everybody else. But this is another thing where people are just gonna be like, oh yeah, fuck Colin Powell. Stop. Like, look at the person that you're holding up to, like, this standard. A guy that has multiple allegations of sexual misconduct. A guy who's literally has a litany of legal woes ahead of him. He was just in fucking court, or he was in the Trump Tower giving a deposition for having his security guards beat up Mexican people at the Trump Tower. And this is a fact. And so that's why he gave a deposition just this week. But people want to talk about this dude's moral character. He has no moral compass.
Never forget, we're still in calendar year 2021 right now. I will never forget January 6th. He encouraged a fucking violent attempted coup on the United States. You can't get more treasonous than that bullshit in my book. Yeah. I know the trial's not completely over, but I mean, look, that was the lowest of the low. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah, my mind. Foul. You don't even need a trial. I mean, yeah, obviously, the trial needs to keep going because they're still investigating. Yeah. But it's like, we all saw what happened on those days, and people that talk about, oh, he didn't do that. You live in a different reality that doesn't even exist. You live in some fantasy land where he literally said what to do, and so did Steve Bannon. Oh, there's gonna be big things happening on January 6th. Just hold on. It's just like all these little things that they were saying. It's like they planned it. And and he literally told them to walk down to the to Congress, and that's what they did. So, and y'all saw what happened. But if you want to pretend they didn't say any of that, I mean, it's on video. So
yeah. And Capitol police officers were killed by a mob. Like, never forget that fact. Anyway, sorry.
But does he stand up for them? No, he wants to stand up for Ashley Babbitt, the one who tried to jump through a window.
Yeah.
Got shot. Yeah, you got shot because you were literally trespassing on a secure facility. I'm surprised more people didn't get shot.
Yep. Yes. I'm sorry. Was that all the RIPs?
Yes, that was.
Oh boy.
I mentioned that was it. So
okay.
But then we went down a slippery slope. I told you the first topic would have been.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's all good.
We just got a donation. Thank you, Mahai Blurred, for using Super Chat. We appreciate it. Thank you, fam.
That's fam. That's so,
you're gonna hear the thing in a
much
minute.
respect to him.
So hopefully there should be a ding or something.
Hell yeah.
I thought it does. I thought it does.
All right.
There's a delay usually. So
Okay.
Sure. We got a whole fucking ass to get into, guys. What do you want to get into first? There's some fun stuff.
Let's start with the big shit that happened over the weekend. What we basically introed about DC fandom.
Yeah.
I mean, that went down over the weekend. It was one day. It was Saturday.
Yeah.
It was roughly just shy of 4 hours, but they showcased a lot. There were some panels and stuff, but where do we want to go? Let's talk about. Do you want to talk some big stuff or?
Yeah, the biggest one. I think that's the opener. That's in the A slot. I mean, we got an extended 2 or 3 minute trailer of the Batman fight. 2.5 minutes, whatever it is, of the Batman finally. And so, I mean, I know this movie has it's going to be hyper analyzed, and obviously it has Robert Pattinson, not Ben Affleck, and in the role of Batman. You got the Kravitz girl. Is it Zoe Kravitz?
Yes, Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz playing Catwoman. You got Colin Farrell playing a fat ass Penguin, and did he gain weight for that, or is that prosthetic?
It's his facial stuff's prosthetics.
Okay,
but not the rest of it.
I don't. I mean, he could be wearing a fat suit. I mean, he's wearing a jacket the whole time, so
he's almost unrecognizable.
Oh yeah,
right off the bat. I'll start off. I was impressed with this. Who's doing the movie? The director is Reeves. Is that it?
Yeah, the guy who did the Planet of the Apes films recently.
Yeah.
Wait, have you guys heard our poor homie Quan's story about Matt Reeves? Because he worked with them. It's a very long story, but y'all haven't heard his story. He's told this story numerous. Basically he has problems shitting in public, so it's a very. Yeah, it's a very interesting story.
Who?
Matt Reeves. Yeah, the director. Yeah, there's a huge story about. It's a behind the scenes story. We got to have him on to talk about it. I've heard him talk about the story at least 4 times. It's still great every time. So
I feel like we shouldn't know that, but that's an exclusive.
Yeah, it's so great. It is so great. He's very detailed in the story because he worked with the man on Planet of the Apes, and it is very
his ass. That's what you're saying.
No, it's deeper than that. I don't want to give it away because it's a good story. He tells it so expertly. I'm always tuned into the story because it never ceases to amaze me because it is out of this world. You would never think any human would behave this way, but
all right.
But go ahead.
Shitty stories. Yeah, overall, I liked what I saw. You know, I was, when Pattinson got announced, I was like, okay. We all think of him as Twilight. That's it. Because, that was his big, what was that, a trilogy? Yeah. Was that 3 movies, 4 movies, whatever the fuck it was? 4
movies.
Yeah, a big franchise from back in the day.
Well, I think about it from Harry Potter, but,
Oh, yeah.
I guess he was in. Yeah, I always forget he was in Harry Potter.
Yeah, he dies in Harry Potter.
He was Cedric Diggory, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was.
Yeah, I forget about that. But yeah, but I think about Twilight first with him. Maybe this is gonna wash that image out of everyone's mind. We'll have to wait and see. But the trailer looked interesting. My favorite part, and then I'll turn it over, was the Batmobile is on fire and upside down, and Penguin is fucking ecstatic, and it's like I got him. And then, of course, Batman comes right out of the fucking flames, and Penguin looks like he's gonna fucking shit himself as he's walking towards him, and then you see the logo for the Batman. I was like, oh shit, here we fucking go. What y'all think?
Actually, I thought I was just, excuse me, I'm kind of disappointed with the way that Batman looks, to be honest, and the way that that even Bruce Wayne looks. He looks a little scrawny to me. I thought when he said that he was not gonna that he wasn't gonna put on, like, he wasn't gonna work out for the role, I thought he was just kind of kidding, and I just kind of put it out of my mind. But I don't think he was kidding. Like, he doesn't look physically imposing at all, and I'm just like, every other previous role that is played. So historically, you know, Batman's supposed to be at just beyond the peak of human potential, physically and mentally. And so that's why you see the other, you know, actors that play Batman, they put on a vast, like, muscle. If you look at Christian Bale's version of Batman, he went from the Machinist, which basically was damn near knocking down death's door, directly to Batman. He put on, like, something like 60 pounds of muscle in, like, the span of like a year or something like that, maybe a year and a half, which is crazy. But to see, you know, Robert Pattinson not really put in any gym work, I'm like, I mean, it makes the character kind of less believable to me. But I'll still give it a chance and watch it. Probably not in the theaters, but it's just weird that somebody wouldn't want to do that. You know, it's like he's supposed to be physically imposing and, like, beating up people, but to be some scrawny dude, like, it's gonna make it less believable to me. So.
Is this supposed to be year 0 or year 1 Batman?
I don't even the young Batman. He's supposed to be, you know, a physically imposing guy. I don't know why they decided to go that route, but maybe the movie's gonna be dope. Maybe that's just like maybe it's just a small little complaint that I'll have. Yeah, it's just weird.
What do you think, Old Ninja?
I didn't even think about him being physically imposing because from what I understand, this is supposed to be like year 2 because people know. I mean, the Gotham City Police they have a bat signal, so he's been around for them to have a signal for him. So I guess it's supposed to be year 2. Rumor has it's supposed to be like an adaptation of The Long Halloween. So I guess the Riddler, he doesn't look like the Riddler. I mean, there's like riddles everywhere, but he doesn't have his like signature suit or whatnot. He's more like a I don't know, nerdy homeless guy, kind of. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I do have to say Batman appeared unhinged in the trailer, and the one scene I probably like the best is the scene where he's walking down the hallway and they're just unloading on him, and everything's just bouncing up, but he still takes them down. I'm like, holy shit, because it's literally dark as fuck. The only light that illuminates the hallway is the gunfire. So I'm just like, oh, and he's just walking up to him like he doesn't give a fuck. And they show him just beating people to a pulp again. So, I mean, and we get Catwoman. So I'm just like, well, I want to see how this all fits together. I mean, I'm not super impressed with the Batmobile, but it does go pretty quick. I guess it's got like a jet engine strapped to the back or some shit. So, I mean, I'm interested for sure, but I'm not like super overwhelmed. But definitely, this does look a lot darker. Like a lot of people said, this feels like another kind of like Nolan knockoff. I mean, it could be maybe even darker. We don't know. Got to wait until March 4th when it drops.
I mean, if it's a Nolan knockoff, that's fucking high praise.
I know. So
yeah, the Nolan movies were pretty solid. My one knock on The Dark Knight Rises is always going to be I didn't really like what's her name as Catwoman. That just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I want Selena to be awesome, and I haven't seen Chloe in a whole lot. Or Zoe. I keep saying
you probably seen her in a bunch of stuff and just didn't realize it was her.
Maybe. She's in one of those X-Men movies, right?
Yeah.
She's in X-Men First Class. She's in Mad Max Fury Road. She's
an extremely attractive woman. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No.
What's the movie you like? Dope. She's in Dope.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But I haven't seen her maybe in a lot of action type roles. But again, I'm on board. I'll see what she brings to the fucking table, and I hope this is an impressive, fun fucking Batman movie. We've seen a whole lot of fucking Batman and different types of Batman. Most importantly, though, I hope that Matt Reeves pays attention to Batman being a better detective, because that was my big knock on Affleck, not of him as an actor, but in terms of his detective skills, the way it was written in those movies, I didn't get the sense that he was the smartest guy in the room ever, not a single time.
I mean, it's hard to be a detective when you're constantly, in blood rage mode and just killing people left and right. I mean, he's a mass murderer, and he's not the smartest, tool in the shed. All right, hold on, I messed that up. I made myself sound even stupider. Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
But yeah, I'm on board. It looks big, It looks like it'll one way or another be having people talk. Either people will love it or hate it, or it'll, people will be interested one way or another. It was certainly the big showcase, at least in my opinion.
Oh shit! I mean, I'm looking at Zoe Kravitz stuff. She's in like some high-profile stuff. I mean, I haven't seen these the Harry Potter prequel stuff, but she's in those. The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. She's in those. She was in Allegiance. She's in that movie Kin, which I heard was actually okay. She's in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. She's the voice of Mary Jane.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's Mad Max Fury Road, like I said. Allegiance, which was another like pretty big one. There's some action. Well, no. Like I said, Dope before. She's in some in and out of stuff. So
I'm on board. I'm on board. If she brings it as Catwoman, then I'm down. The best one I've seen so far live action has been Michelle Pfeiffer. And that was a long fucking time ago.
Wasn't Holly Berry's? What are you talking about? That was a masterpiece.
It wasn't Anne Hathaway?
And yes, I called her Holly Berry, so I don't give a fuck.
Remember that rap song about her? Halle Berry,
oh my god.
Halle Berry.
That's such a terrible song. You and your trap music.
It was trappy.
Trashy.
What y'all think of The Rock's Black Adam?
I mean, it was a short, teaser clip. So it's not a whole lot to really. It was like maybe a minute or so long. And, it looked. I mean, he looked definitely really intimidating.
Yeah.
And so he was catching bullets and just vaporizing people and shit. So yeah, I think it's really that's the way he should be, like a really imposing dude that doesn't fuck around. So yeah, and it was cool to like see their vision of Kandak, right?
We did this last week, didn't we?
We
fucking did.
Pretty sure it's Kandak. It's not Kandar.
He's gonna look it up again, just like he did last week. Whoever's listening to these episodes back to back is probably like, "God damn it, these guys."
Yeah, it is. Kandak.
Kandak.
No, it's Kahndak. That's Kandak. I kept thinking Kandahar or some shit. I'm like, that's a real place though. It's fucking Afghanistan.
Look, I'm going to confess, before Black Panther came out, almost everybody who don't read the books had trouble saying Wakanda. Let's be real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were saying Wakananda? What the dude? You know?
The black people.
Yeah.
Black people.
Oh, man. All right, what do you think, Olga?
I was super because I wanted to see more. Finally, after hearing about this project, because this sounded like vaporware for like a decade, and now we finally get to see like real stuff. I wanted to see Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. We didn't see any Dr. Fate, but he did get to talk about it. He said this is a big project. Hawkman, we didn't really get to see. There's other characters. I didn't know Adam Smasher was going to be in it. So we're getting members of the JSA in this film. Apparently, Black Adam probably will go through them. So it should be interesting. It's kind of weird because Black Adam is usually, to me, associated as a villain. I mean, I guess sometimes he's an anti-hero, but most of the time he's beating the shit out of heroes, namely Superman and Shazam. Shazam's his number one threat because he wants his power, and he doesn't think Billy Batson deserves that power. So he ends up beating the shit out of him and trying to take the power from him. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm unclear I was unclear to think like what time period this takes us in, but they got guns and shit, so I think we see how he gets captured and then how he gets freed. So I'm interested to see. I want to see more. I want to see a full length trailer. I'm excited about this. This is one of the few times that The Rock plays a villain, so should be
Yeah.
interesting.
So this is crazy. So The Rock has been talking about being Black Adam since before the fucking MCU existed.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
All right. So this goes back to like 2007, and I'm like,
Wow.
bruh, like, why did it take so long?
Yeah, well, hey,
Yeah.
look, we got to call him like we see him. That's a complete fuck up on the part of Warner Brothers. We all know The Rock does 1 to 2 movies pretty much on average a year.
Yeah.
Like he is always filming. It's not like he's been lazy or not been doing shit.
Oh, he's
Every
always
fuck,
always
he's always
working.
working. So Warner Brothers should have been on their game and like at some point made this fucking happen. But I'm glad we're finally, hopefully getting it. Doesn't it drop next year?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's
22?
2022.
Okay.
Okay.
We gonna see. We gonna fucking see.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's just crazy to me that it's been like so long.
Yeah, and the other thing is, though, you kind of have your own mini like Shazam almost universe, like because like Old Ninja was saying, I'm almost positive, especially if Black Adam is successful as his own solo career, he should do a crossover and beat the shit out of fucking Billy Batson at some
Mhm.
point. You know what I mean?
It's just funny though when
Definitely.
you talk about that. He's like beating up a little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for
That's just
sure.
rude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and they don't want to fuck up too much because like the kids from Shazam are looking older and older. You know?
Yeah, you know what's crazy to me though is that DC had a real chance back in like 2007 to actually pull like a real DCEU. Like the DC we have right now is like it's so kind of half-assed to me. Like they're really disjointed. They try to do the coming together with the Justice League, but it was nowhere near like the coming together with the Avengers at all. And hopefully this can like start this off with like maybe they can just try to restart it, with Black Adam and the Shazam 2 and the Flash is coming out and the Batman. So hopefully they can redo all this with like another phase of let's make a real extended universe thing going. But I mean they'd have to be like really on on their P's and Q's to make this work. So
Absolutely. Well, and here's where I gotta say the Flash trailer wasn't completely fucking trash, and I have shit on Ezra for like 4 or 5 years. I fucking love the suit. I'll start with that because the suit in Justice League, even the Zack Snyder one from earlier this year, which I liked, that suit was fucking trash. And I don't really like the way Ezra played the character, but I like the suit in the Flash trailer. I like what they're putting out. It looks interesting. It looks like it has elements of Flashpoint in there and some true Flash history that we're going to get, hopefully. I think the Bat Cave, from what I was seeing, is Michael Keaton's Bat Cave from the
That's
'89.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. So
I mean, the voiceover is Michael Keaton.
that's interesting as fuck, man.
Yeah, and then in the trailer, or it's not even a real trailer; it's more like just footage. But we see two Barry Allens, and we see Supergirl. Like everyone's all focused that hey, there's two Barrys. I'm like, Supergirl's right next to them.
Yep.
So we see two Barrys and Supergirl seemingly asking Batman if he's going to team up with them. And I was just like, whoa, well, this definitely appears to be very interesting. I'm interested to see what else happens. Are we going to see the Reverse Flash? I don't know. We haven't seen Eobard Thorne yet. We might in this film.
Man, I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. Reverse Flash is one of the all-time greatest villains ever. He's so fucking petty. He's so OP. If they do him right, you talk about kicking off, like your hopefully jointed cinematic universe. Reverse Flash can show up almost fucking anywhere and wreck shit. He can make cameos all over the place and be a fucking dick every time. That would be fun.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, why else would... I mean, we see him seemingly go into the past and, like, be with his mom. and we know how that's how he starts Flashpoint. Goes back to save his mom. So we shall see. I'm waiting for a full-on trailer, but what I saw, it did look interesting. I'm
Yep.
curious. So, did you all see the flat? Not the Flash. Shazam's little side piece too.
Yep.
Shazam: Fury of the Gods. We got Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu playing these two goddesses coming down, trying to put the smackdown on Zachary Levi and his squad. It looked kind of interesting. Looks like they're still filming because I don't think they're done. But we got to see a little bit of footage. So, what did y'all think?
Go ahead, Harness. Did you like this one?
I actually didn't see it.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my bad.
The Shazam 2 has me interested. I like the power set. I like what they set off in the first one in general. I didn't absolutely love it, but I enjoyed it for the most part. When I went back and saw it again, I was like, okay, I get where they're coming from. I'm down for Shazam. I just want them to keep building towards that inevitable beatdown with Black Adam. So
Yeah.
if they're creeping towards that, I'm down.
Oh, I won't be surprised. Like either the after credits or the end of the film, we see Black Adam. So that's what I'm hoping. So we'll see what happens. But I know that they go. I guess they go to Mount Olympus. The Wizard is back because they show a scene with Djamon Hansu or
Digimon?
yeah, that guy. He played the Wizard in the original Shazam. He's back for the sequel. I guess they go to a couple of Greek god history locations. One of them is Mount Olympus, and I think they go to another spot too. I think they go to the River Styx for a second. So,
Real quick, the other thing that they got to get fucking right with Shazam, maybe in the trilogy or maybe in a cameo even in the second one, who fucking knows? You got all this Greek god stuff going on, rightly so. That's part of his lore and mythology. Well, you already got you got Wonder Woman and Diana with all kinds of Greek god history and stuff with Zeus as well. I feel like Diana should be a cameo somewhere in here too, or they should allude to her. Or you know what I mean? Like,
I kind of disagree. I think it's mainly going to be the powers that's been bestowed to him, and then the first champion coming for his ass, and like them warning Billy, like, you need to like kind of step it up and be aware, like, know your power set because the other guy does, and he's coming for your ass. Because usually it's Shazam and Superman against Black Adam, generally, from what I've seen. I mean, maybe mention a Diana, but I don't think we need Diana. I mean, she's gonna be doing her next film, Wonder Woman 3, because there's a segment with Patty Jenkins. There's like a little Q&A. She talked about the third film ramping up. So personally, I think it should be about the first champion, him being on his way without any kind of mention of that. To me, it's going to lose its luster. But we need to have more of this whole meeting with Black Adam and Shazam, and maybe a little Superman in between to help him out. So that's what I'm looking forward to in the sequel, even though we have two goddesses coming down to whoop his ass, or him and his family, because they're in it too. But
real quick, going back to the Batman, I'm a stickler for this. Gotham has to look fucking gritty, and I absolutely, one of the reasons why I hated Birds of Prey so fucking much is that was the worst Gotham I had ever seen in a movie. And I'm even talking back to the 90s Batman with the bat nipples. That was just a shit Gotham. This one looks interesting to me. You see, like, him and Catwoman kind of as the sun is setting, or maybe the sun is rising, possibly after a night protecting Gotham and whatnot. Gotham looks like it's a fucking corrupt, dirty, filthy mess, and that's the only way I ever want to see fucking Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, there's rumors that we might see Joaquin Phoenix as Joker in this for a split second. I doubt it, but you never know. Could be
a cameo.
So,
who knows?
Could be. So we'll see. But March 4th is not that far away. So we shall see. But I'm interested in that one for sure. And then the other big takeaway for me was Young Justice
Yes.
Justice season 4. So when they did their panel or whatnot, they dropped episodes. So season 4 started on HBO Max. They dropped 2 episodes, and then subsequent episodes will air every Thursday. So every
I'm down.
Thursday, and apparently this is supposed to be huge. There's supposed to be 20 some odd episodes for this season.
I'm down. I'm working my way through season 3 still, but I'll catch the fuck up. It's a great
Oh
series.
shit, are you serious? Yeah, I started. So Blue and we started season 4, and it's definitely a different pace because season 3 it has a lot of moving parts, a lot, and there's a shit ton of characters. Not that's just the Young Justice side. There's also the Leaguers that they work with. So there's a lot of shit going on. This one kind of slows it down. It's a lot more political, but I don't expect it to stay that way. It's probably going to get just as crazy as the last 2 seasons. So I'm on board. I already started, like I said. There's going to be probably a new episode tonight at midnight. I'm probably going to watch it before I pass out. So it looked good. I'm happy that it's crazy because this show has been around for like over a decade.
Yeah.
But yet we don't have 4 seasons.
They had a hiatus though for several years.
They've had several hiatus. It's literally years before season 2 and 3. And then when season 3 dropped, it's been like 2 years. I think there's like 5 or 6 years between 2 and 3. So
real quick, there was a teaser, and I don't know if it was official or not, so fact check me if I'm wrong. I thought I saw a concept art for the Blue Beetle suit.
Yes.
Okay, so that was real.
Yeah, that's real. And so they did a panel. They did a panel with I believe his name is pronounced Zolo.
Something like that. Yeah.
So he's
Miguel from
Karate Kid. Yeah, or Cobra Kai. Sorry, keep thinking right. Yeah, so he's Blue Beetle. You want to talk about perfect casting? I mean, that's right there. He's got the training from his stint on Cobra Kai, and so it was him and the director discussing the upcoming movie. So it's an exclusive movie to HBO Max, and they did some concept art and I guess some storyboarding a little bit. I didn't watch all of it. I only caught glimpses, or I caught the story art that they were working on. There's a little bit of Q&A on there, so I was like, oh shit. And it wasn't very long. It was like maybe like a 5-minute Q&A.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If you get the fucking suit right and you don't go cheap, Warner Brothers, you could have something that's kind of a cross between an Iron Man suit at times and a Venom symbiote suit at times. That fucking Scarab can do goddamn almost everything. He's OP as fuck. So again, if you get this suit right, I'm all the way in. I need to see a full trailer. It's too early to tell. I like the casting for Jaime Reyes, but get the suit right, and I'm down. Chronos, here. What do you think?
I didn't watch that either.
Okay.
Did you see the concept art though? Did you see the little clip? Or it's not a clip. It's just like it's a very cool drawing, fully colored and everything. It's actually pretty awesome.
No, I didn't see it.
So I guess Ted Cord is either in it or they will pay a lot of respect to him.
Well, no, you have to have Cord Industries and Ted Cord.
Yes, Cord Industries is in it, but I don't know if Ted Cord will be featured because it will be a Jaime Reyes story.
Well, it should be at the bare minimum similar to Ant-Man in terms of like you have the old man, with some of the experience and whatnot, and then you have Jaime, the new one.
Yeah, as long as there's respect to Ted, then I'm cool. So that's cool. Prodigy, you were up here fapping, telling everybody that you're can't wait for this Batgirl film, I guess, for HBO Max.
Okay, so Batgirl's fine as fuck. Like, who the shit is that actress?
Wait, who are you?
God damn! Look her up. What is her name?
Yeah,
Backbone is bad.
So you're not talking about Batwoman, right? You're talking about Batgirl.
Batgirl, not Batwoman.
Batgirl.
Leslie Grace.
Yeah. I was like, oh boy, hold up. I'm interested now.
Well, all right. Oh, this is weird though. I just saw like when she was born. It's like I was a fucking sophomore in high school.
Oh, we're old fucks. We are old fucks. But yeah, now you see, I don't know anything more than that, but I do know well, I don't know, but I'm hoping they tie her to what's your boy that's going to be Commissioner Gordon? Jeffrey Wright? Isn't he going to be
Oh
Commissioner Gordon?
no! So no, they brought back J.K. Simmons to be Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, well, then where is Jeffrey Wright going to be Gordon? I thought
He's Gordon in the Batman.
that's what I'm saying. I thought that they were going to tie her to him.
So remember, apparently the Batman is on Earth 2.
Oh shit!
So
Okay, I can't keep up.
That's why you're able to get a different Gordon as well as a different Batgirl. So apparently they're going to have a Batgirl on that one as well. So
okay, I thought this was that Batgirl, but all right, I'm down. She bad, so we'll fucking see. Kronos, you did see some gaming from Warner Brothers, Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, right?
Yeah. They both. I mean, they said they were gameplay footage, but it's not gameplay footage. They're just cinematics. But it was fine. I mean, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League looked pretty cool. I like the whole vibe around it. It seemed funny. Shit seemed really funny. And it looks like the Justice League has been taken over by something. So they've got to go out and kill them. And it's made by Rocksteady, so it should be dope. Rocksteady made I guess at this point, the second best comic book game of all time. With Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I think it was Arkham City, right? That was the other one?
yeah, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then Arkham Knight.
Yeah, I mean, they were all fantastic games. It only got topped by Spider-Man and the Miles Morales Spider-Man, in my opinion. But it wasn't by much. I mean, those games were fantastic. So I'm all in for that game. What do you guys think about that one?
I'm definitely impressed by it. I will say this: going up against the Justice League is just going to be fun because we already know all the Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman and Green Lantern. We know their power set. We know their personality. We know how they get down. And if you're in the Suicide Squad, you got a fucking bomb in your head and you can go all out. You know what I mean? You don't have to be held back by the rules of, being a quote unquote hero, really. You know what I mean? So those should be some fun ass boss battles. The only thing I'm a little confused on, and again, like Rono said, there wasn't gameplay footage, but I'm assuming that this takes place all over the DC fake US, because Metropolis and Gotham City and Central City, Jump City, all of that, because that would make it even more interesting, having a whole bunch of variety on the worlds to fight in. You know what I mean? And I don't even know, is this open world or not? And is it co-op?
So I would say based off the Arkham series, it's probably just the same. Semi-open world, a very big sandbox. Co-op, I don't see why not, because, look how many characters at least the trailer has. Like, there's a shit ton of people in this, and some of them die. Some people get their heads blown off. So it'd be interesting if you play certain characters and their character dies, and you have to switch to a different Suicide Squad member. I don't know, but I think it'd be very, very fun to play with like a 4-player co-op Suicide Squad. But we shall see. I mean, we haven't been given that much detail as of yet. Not that I've seen.
Yeah. And I just love the whole aspect of Waller being a raging fucking cunt. Like, I don't want a friendly Amanda Waller ever. I don't want her smiling. I don't want her making inspirational anything. I just want her being a fucking cunt saying, do this or I'm going to blow your fucking head off. That's it. I love that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit with the penguin was hilarious. Oh, he's running away. No, he's still going. No, he's out the
door. That's fucking Waller. Like, keep that shit. And I even love when she's like telling Batman off. Like, Waller needs to be fucking Waller all the fucking time, whether it's skinny Waller, fat Waller, or whatever.
So, couple of tidbits. According to Rocksteady, this is a continuation of the Arkham series, and this will have single player and multiplayer.
All right, I'm very interested. It's been a while because Arkham Knight was probably 2014, 2015, somewhere in there.
So the game takes place in Metropolis.
Okay.
Open world based on Metropolis. And the characters, I guess, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, just like we saw. And there will be, a 4-player cooperative player mode.
Hell yeah, man. I'm fucking down.
And if you're playing solo, players can switch between characters at will, while the others will be controlled by AI. Huh. So there you go.
If the AI is good and this works well, I mean, Metropolis is certainly big enough to do almost anything with. It just you need like the core members of the Justice League, and you need to fucking fuck them up. That will be interesting.
I mean, Metropolis is just as famous as Gotham, but it's known as the City of Tomorrow. It's supposed to be the clean version of Gotham, but
Yep.
Metropolis does have like a quote unquote ghetto, one of which being Freeland, where Black Lightning's from. And there's I guess there's been other heroes that have come out of some of the spots of Metropolis, so we will probably see other like maybe low level Justice Leaguers that we have to go. Like Cronus was saying, it looks like they're being taken over by something. To me, that something looks like Brainiac.
I was gonna say,
It looks a lot like Brainiac, even though you don't see the head or the skull or anything. It looks very crazily like Brainiac. So,
but at the same time, both Lex and Gorilla Grodd have had some serious takeover.
Exactly.
Plots, so we'll see.
So did Ultra Humanite.
Oh, the Humanite, yeah.
Yep, that's true. Very true.
Shit, he put his brain in other people's bodies.
Hell yeah. So we'll fucking see. And then the other one from the gaming standpoint was Gotham Knights, which we know has 4-player co-op with the basically the
two-player
co-op. Sorry, 2-player co-op, but with the Bat family, the Batgirl, Jason Todd, Red Hood, Nightwing, and I think it's Tim Drake.
I don't think it's Tim. I think it's Damian.
Well, that Damian looks pretty old. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his dad dies, but.
I'm telling you right now, this is a big spoiler, but Bruce Wayne is not, or Batman is not really dead in that.
Oh, of course not.
Fuck out of here.
Exactly. That's definitely Damian. That's Damian's Robin's suit.
Oh, it is? Okay.
So it's Red Hood. Damian Wayne is Robin, Batgirl, and Nightwing.
Okay. Still very much down for that one, but
I'm sorry. That is Tim Drake is Robin.
It's Tim. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then Jason Todd is obviously Red Hood. So okay.
There we go.
All right. Sure.
We'll see. My only issue is I still want to see well, maybe did we see gameplay on this one?
Yes, there's been You can watch a 30-minute. To say you can watch the 30-minute because there's a segment of someone playing Batgirl and someone playing Robin as they fight Mr. Freeze.
Okay.
And they have to work together to take down his little freeze atomic bomb thing. I mean, it looks like the Arkham series, except with 2 people in it. And but this time, for fandom, they showed the focus as the Court of Owls and what the different talons look like. There's multiple talons coming at you. And I'm like, oh shit, this ought to be interesting because I know those talons are no fucking joke. So if it takes 2 of you to take that one talon, you know that it's gonna be some shit.
Well, I don't feel pain, so.
Yeah, they sure don't. That's one of the better Batman stories. It actually involves the whole Bat family in a lot of ways. So yeah. I'm down for that one.
I'm hoping that there will be DLC characters like Azrael, even though I don't think he's a huge player in it. Huntress, Batwoman, and the Signal, and Batwing. Hopefully you're able to play them later on, add them as DLC. So we'll see.
One of my favorite fucking moments I think it was Arkham Knight. Well, fact check me if I'm wrong, but where you're kind of gliding in the kind of open world of Gotham City, and all of a sudden, Man-Bat just fucking swoops out of nowhere and fucks your shit up, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
That happens twice. That happens in Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight.
Okay. Yeah, that was like, oh shit. I wasn't warned about that. That was cool.
Yeah, it's fucked up because when you're trying to get him, he screams at you and shit. I'm like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Good shit. And then one last DC thing. I know we've gone heavy on DC. The Injustice animated movie dropped, so I haven't seen it yet. Or maybe it's just on digital. So some people are buzzing about it. Some people don't like it. Some people say it doesn't give enough of the story, like obviously the comic or even some of the video games. They've had 2 fighting games about it, but I want to fucking see this. We've talked about Injustice on here for like 5, 6 years. I'm down, and I hope it's good. We'll see. But have
Oh
either of
shit!
you seen it yet or no?
No, I didn't know that. I knew it dropped on digital, but so I'm checking out HBO Max,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a fandom collection. So stuff that they talked about, because I guess they talked about Teen Titans Go, fucking trash ass show. I guess there's some new shit. This other shit, which looks like trash, the Aquaman King of
I
Atlantis.
don't know what the fuck you're thinking
That
with that shit.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an
Yeah.
animated show, but I'm not a fan of the animation, and it looks super jokey.
Is that the
Uh,
Steven Universe looking one?
yeah, it's
No,
the
it
Steven
it
Universe
looks like
looking one.
no, it looks like the Thundercats roar. That's what it looks like.
Well,
Same
yeah. To me,
shit.
that looked like Steven
Oh
Universe.
really? Oh, it looks
Yeah,
worse than Steven
Yeah.
Universe to me.
it looks the same. Yeah, it looks like they're all the same universe. And then, so for the longest time, Batman: The Long Halloween Part One was on HBO Max. Part Two is on there now, so you can
Nice.
watch the whole thing. So both of those are on there. I know they had panels with Doom Patrol, Titans, because I guess there's some behind the scenes stuff with Titans.
That's my
There's some more,
shit.
definitely Superman and Lois, which is actually
Really good.
pretty good fucking series. Despite it being on the CW, it's actually one of Superman's better shows, especially of late. And then what is I guess there's some highlight stuff from the Batman on here. Um,
But you were talking about on Twitter or in the chat. You started fucking heavy with Stargirl?
yeah, holy shit! Like, so the first season of Stargirl is not a CW show. It started on DC Universe before it imploded. So the CW caught it and they did season two. And season two I was kind of like, they're gonna CW this and make it all kind of light and fluffy. It kind of starts that way, but then it gets super dark kind of gradually. It doesn't hit you all at once, but it's like they do things with the villain where it becomes psychological to the characters to where it inflicts pain, and like this like entity literally attacks them through fear, through their guilt, through everything they've ever doubted themselves with, and it's just like it's good because they don't show, like, if you watch The Flash or like Arrow, they usually show the villain in the background, like looking all brooding and stuff. You don't see the villain doing this stuff to them. You just see what happens to them in an entire episode and them like literally utterly breaking down. And I'm just like, holy shit. And like, it even makes you question, is this in their head, or are they being afflicted by this entity? And sometimes you don't know. I mean, as you progress through the series, you kind of put it together like, yeah, but like he literally breaks them down to their core. One of them, he gets even racial. For instance, like there's
God
a
damn.
young African American girl on the show. She's Dr. Midnight, and this entity shows up as a little blonde hair, blue eyed white kid, and he goes to this girl and he's just like, he shows her the JSA in their prime. He's like, you see this, you'll never be a part of this. You're the wrong gender, you're the wrong color, like you're nothing. And I'm
Shit.
just like, holy shit. And this girl, you see her face like kind of crumbling, but he continues to attack her with these things, and she has to like kind of face it. But they do this per episode, per character. So like one character, it literally breaks down like, what is going on with them. Like one of them, his parents are killed by Solomon Grundy.
Oh
So
shit.
he's trying to reconcile with Grundy, realizing that he's just kind of like a force of nature. But then when he sees that he might have killed a young girl, and they show this dead 10-year-old girl's body floating in the river, and he accuses them of doing it. But then you find out there's more to it than what it was, and it just becomes this whole thing. And it's weird to me because there's more blood in these episodes than there was in Venom 2.
Damn.
So it was done really subtly. It was done really well. A new episode, because they were on a hiatus. A new episode just dropped the other day. I have not watched it yet. I'm probably gonna watch it in the next couple days. Stargirl's actually kind of gotten better for me, even though it does start out a little light and the fluffy stuff, but it gets dark like super gradually. And I think they did a really good job in telling dark stories and still keep it kind of, PG-13. So
Good shit. Kronos, get in here on the. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna segue into Batwoman.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
We're
Break it
talking
down.
about DC. Hopefully, this will be done with DC after this. We're talking about
Sure.
DC a lot. So yeah, when Batwoman first came out of the show, we kind of all trashed on the show. Even though I didn't watch the show, I said it didn't look that great. So I was kind of on the train as well. But I think it was universally not liked on this show, and we were talking a lot of trash about it, about how the action wasn't great. Ruby Rose's performance wasn't that great, and she seemed rather stiff, in fight scenes and stuff. I think those were actually the exact words, and apparently Ruby Rose released a long thing on Instagram, which is funny because she put it in most of it in cursive, which most people can't even read fucking cursive anymore. But I read it slowly, and there was a whole bunch of issues with that show, like on set, specifically with her and some other cast members. One of the main things was when we were talking about like her being kind of stiff on set. Well, apparently she had like broken her neck and like had some, I think it was like a tumor or something like that like broke her ribs, and so she was in the hospital. And 10 days out of the hospital from those, pretty serious fucking injuries, they had her on set. And so that's probably one of the main reasons why she didn't look quite up to snuff with like action scenes in the show. And there was also like issues with like some of the showrunners, and I guess somebody died on set, and another person got like third-degree burns, and they were just like not treating people the right way. So after reading like all of her statements on Instagram, I was like, man, like this really shows like there's usually three sides to every story, right? Their side, the other side, and the truth. So this is at least showing, her side of the story, which I'm more inclined to believe because she came with receipts like showing her X-rays and shit, and her being in the hospital. Like this wasn't a joke, and I know that I think it was Warner Brothers who did it. Like they had a statement, but it didn't really seem to address anything that she was talking about. They were just trying to say that they fired her. I'm just like, okay, I guess, but can you address like what she said, like the actual grievances that she had about the show? Because it seemed like they were just kind of fucking her over for like a lot of this stuff, and for her to like, and she felt like she needed to stay because she was like making the show kind of work, but after a while, she had to go. So yeah, if y'all are interested, like go on her Instagram page or find it on Twitter. It'll show like her side of the story of what happened with Batwoman. So it's just not what we originally thought. So did y'all read it?
Yeah, I did. Well, I saw most of it. I didn't see the actual X-rays in terms of that she posted, but if that's true, then obviously CW Warner Brothers really fucked up and fucked her over. She was alleging that basically they almost like blackmailed her. Like if you don't, come back, we're going to cancel the show and everybody's going to get fired.
Yeah.
So that's foul and wrong and all of that stuff. If true, I want to just say that because I wasn't there. I don't know what the fuck happened. But I mean, I tried. I watched like one episode of the season without her, and it was rough to watch. At least for me and my sensibilities. And I've watched plenty of CW. My expectations were pretty low. But that's neither here nor there. If they were abusive on the set and were fucked up when she was literally recovering from a major injury and trying to film action scenes with her, then obviously that's wrong. And that's all the way foul. And somebody should pay for that shit. Like that shouldn't go down, that way. And then her losing the lead role over that, or leaving the role, whatever the fuck happened, obviously would be fucked up and wrong too. And I would hope that they would bring her back under very different circumstances with very different leadership, maybe. But yeah, this is not good. Now, what was interesting to me though is obviously the CW shows are part of a larger CWDC shows are part of a larger kind of network. They do crossovers and all that other shit. So I'd be curious to hear, well, is anything close to this going on with Legends or Flash or back in Arrow days or Supergirl? Like,
Doesn't seem like it. Hold on, real quick, let me just read the Warner Brothers response, and it's like, I'll read it word for word. Warner Brothers response to this: despite the revisionist history that Ruby Rose is now sharing online amid the producers, the cast and crew, the network, and the studio, the truth is that Warner Brothers Television decided not to exercise its option to engage Ruby Rose for season 2 of Batwoman based on multiple complaints about workplace behavior that were extensively reviewed and handled privately out of the respect for all concerned. So, I mean, she came with receipts, and they didn't address anything that she was talking about in their response. So, to me, it has me leaning a little bit more towards Ruby Rose's allegations towards them, because, yeah, just saying that basically we decided that just to basically fire her because of multiple complaints, but they don't talk about what those complaints were. I mean, obviously they don't have to, but I mean, she at least went into specifics about what the fuck happened. And I haven't heard anybody on set that said that Ruby Rose did anything wrong. So
I haven't heard either, but she's the first one that I don't follow all of Batwoman news, but she's the first one I've heard that's been vocal with really concrete complaints about the set of Batwoman as well. Like, there's multiple other actors and writers and other people on there. Like, a lot of people need to speak up if this is true. It shouldn't be just her if this is true. Go ahead, Alden.
I didn't read her statement. I was waiting to see what you guys wanted to bring up about it and whatnot. I just knew that everyone's talking about it. I mean, we've had a cast member from Arrow on our podcast, and from what I can tell, like what Prodigy was saying, Legends, Arrow, The Flash, which is going on to season 8. I haven't heard anything, remotely crazy from anyone else on the, cast. Even people that got fired. Well, no, the one guy that got fired was the guy who played Ralph Dibny, and in that instance, the CW came with receipts. They showed like the tweets that he was doing, and I guess he was drunk a few times, and he said a lot of racist, misogynistic, and some homophobic stuff, and they showed it. And so they were just like, they fired him quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Hold on, I misspoke for a second. Somebody didn't die. Somebody got paralyzed on set.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
still,
that's pretty
still
fucking
awful.
shitty too.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know all the circumstances that led to that. Maybe it was a tragic accident. I don't know. And I'm not trying to defend CW, Warner Brothers, if this is all true. I'm just trying to say, I don't know. And there's so many DC, CW shows, I haven't heard of them being this foul, perhaps. But go ahead, old ninja.
Yeah, what I want to hear is someone from like the crew. I mean, I know that they're probably unionized or whatnot, but anyone that left the show or someone else that can speak out about any of the shows, including Black Lightning and whatever else and whatnot. I mean, the CW is about to drop another DC show from Ava DuVernay. So,
the
Niobe, right? I believe. Yeah. So, and this is a new. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is coming out supposedly soon, within the next 3 or 4 months, and they were talking about this at Fandom as well. I want to hear, someone that can maybe speak anonymously off the books about, hey, yeah, this was kind of messed up, it's not, this isn't completely true, something. Either, I want to see some kind of receipts from the other side so we can try to, as the fan base or whatnot, piece together the truth. But if this is true on her part, good for her for leaving. That's some shitty shit to go through for your job.
Wait, Prodigy, stop! Whatever you're doing, you're like rubbing your microphone or something.
You scratching? Okay. Yeah. So I'm hoping over the next couple days that we'll see more light being shed on this subject. So, but for now, it sounds really shitty, providing that all of her accusations are true. And I hope the CW does better, and I hope everyone else on the other shows remains safe. Providing that these allegations are true. So
And if I'm not mistaken, though, Batwoman is going into like season 3 now.
season 3 already started. I think the
Yeah.
second episode just aired like tonight or
So
yesterday or something.
yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I
happened on
mean,
that set.
so season 8 of The Flash drops next month with a huge, like a 5-episode crossover event. So
Yeah.
this could impact this coming up. I mean, they're not the same shows, but some of the people from Batwoman are going to show up in this event. So who knows?
We're gonna see. Let's get into that Cowboy Bebop trailer. Right?
God damn, this is like one of the best shows I've ever seen. Like seriously, it was so fucking entertaining to watch. And
Wait, you saw the show?
no, the trailer.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking about the trailer that just
I was
dropped the
about
other
to
day.
say you hold that you be getting those early accesses that we be
Only,
don't be knowing.
only on Amazon. Mostly Amazon. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the Wheel of Time to drop on early access. So I'm watching the shit out of that, and I want to make
Oh,
some
right
videos
on.
and
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
So,
People been talking about it. But go ahead.
all right, so yeah, Cowboy Bebop. There's been a curse of live action anime anything, especially American made ones. If it's American made anime anything, it's fucking trash. But this looks like they know, like they actually put in time and effort into making the show. When they first had the original music tied into the live action, there's like literally, I think it's almost shot for shot with the intro. I was all in, and then in this one, in the trailer, they're literally messing around with like the cells, like you have like the comic book cells, like they're literally grabbing like the bar of the cell and like they're moving it around to like make like these really cool action scenes and like actually progress the trailer along. And it's just you got to watch it. I haven't seen anybody do anything like this before. I don't know if you guys have, but it looked fucking amazing. What did you guys think?
I've said this before. Been burned a lot on these, like so many times. I
I
don't
know.
give me hope.
I'm
Don't
giving you
give me
hope.
fucking hope.
I'm giving you hope.
I hope, I really hope that this does break that curse and it's faithful and it's awesome and everybody loves it and it's a huge success. I want that to be the case. I'm gonna wait until it's in our hands and we can view it for ourselves, and then we'll weigh in. But I have been burned so many goddamn times. I have not liked a single one. I think Blue recommended one a few years back, and he's like, "Oh, this is a really good one." And even that one was fucking trash. I can't remember if it was uh,
Damn.
Death Note or a Light or
No, he hated Death Note. No.
but there was one that he did
Yeah,
like.
I know what you're talking
remember.
about. I know what you're talking about.
And I watched it and I was like, maybe. Nope. Every single time I've gotten my hopes up, even if you rewind the tape on this show, I've got my hopes up at least 4 or 5 times. I've been disappointed. I hope I'm wrong this time. I will watch it. Old Ninja?
I did not watch the trailer. However, John Cho's in this, so I'm already invested. So there you go.
Yeah, John Cho and the guy that played Bushmaster.
Oh, Bushmaster. Say she name right.
Yeah, he plays. I
Stokes.
forget the guy's name, but he plays like the mechanic guy. God, I forget the guy's
Is
fucking name.
his name really Mufasa? It's something similar to that. It's,
Yeah,
it's
I think it's
little-
either Mufasa or Mustafa. I think it's Mustafa.
Yeah, but say she name right.
Dude, I love that fucking actor. Like, just that one season, I still think about how great he was as that fucking character.
And
Yeah,
he looks
that'd
pretty
be
good in
awesome
this.
if they sold that rum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean he looks pretty good in this. He plays Jet. That's what his
Fucking-
name is. He plays Jet. And
There you go.
nobody's gonna complain that Jet is black. You better not complain.
No.
So wait, how do you pronounce his name? What's his name?
I think it's hold on. Give me a second. I gotta look him up again.
Stokes.
I'm pretty sure.
Mariah Stokes.
Yeah, it's Mustafa Shakir.
Okay, there you go.
Mustafa. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there you go.
Big imposing dude.
Yeah, and he could kick. He's on that show. He's kicking the shit out of motherfuckers.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd be in more stuff. Well, obviously, he's in this, but I want to see him even more stuff because he seems like a really good actor.
Absolutely. Well, remember the other guy who took off was Now he's playing Black Manta, and he was obviously in what was that show? Watchmen as well. What's his name?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he's in a lot of shit. He's in Candyman. He's in the Matrix.
He's playing Morpheus.
Yeah, he's playing like a different version or a young version of Morpheus or some shit.
I think what happened is the same thing that the way that they explained it away when that lady died, the Oracle died, that she had to get a new form. So I think that's what they're gonna do with him.
Maybe.
Even though he supposedly died in the Matrix. It was
he
like
died. So in the game he dies.
Yeah.
Matrix Online he dies. So and apparently they're using some of the stuff that happened in the game as canon for the film. So
Dude, all I want people to realize, and again, we're older now, but like, god damn it, 20 fucking years ago when the Matrix fucking dropped, that shit went so goddamn hard. That was like the cyber fucking Star Wars of our fucking time. Like, I remember watching it like 3 times in the theater and just loving the ever-loving shit out of it. And even the sequels, like, especially the second one more than the third one, they were big events. Like, everybody knew where the fuck they were going opening weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
Dude, I remember the first one came out, and I was just like, well, there's a lot of buzz around this film, but then when we saw it, it was a packed fucking house. There was people that stood on the edges of the theater the entire 2 hours and watched the film standing up. That's how packed the theater was. Even the very front row where your neck is craning back and your eyes are bleeding, all those seats were full watching Matrix. We saw like a 10 o'clock showing, and like the scene with the train where the face-offs between Neo and Agent Smith, there's this little moment of silence, and like the guy next to me, one of my closest friends, he yells out, "Fuck him up." The whole theater erupted. People one dude jumped out of his seat. Someone threw popcorn in the air. The whole fucking theater was cheering. It was so insane. It was insane. I'll never forget that moment. That was when it dropped. And it's fucked up because literally like 2.5 months later, episode 1 from Star Wars fucking dropped. So
damn.
I remember watching that because
it was crazy time.
I was going through comm school in the Marine Corps when that movie dropped. I remember we had to drive from like 29 Palms to like fucking Ontario to go watch that movie.
God damn.
And we were like, damn, it was like me and like 3 other nerds. But we loved that movie. Because there was like, I remember like the trailers were like so like obscure. Like, what is the Matrix? And we're all like, well, what the fuck is the Matrix? You know? Like, so we just want to see, what is the Matrix? Like, we don't understand.
Yep.
And the first scene where, like, you know, Trinity just jumped and the whole goddamn scene shifted and, like, turned, which is now people use that all the time now. But that was the first time I saw it being used.
Yep.
It was like that 3-dimensional shot. Yeah, my fucking jaw dropped on the floor. I was like, what am I watching?
Dude, when he was getting shot on that rooftop and fucking limbo bent backwards and shit, and then bullets fucking sailed out, I was like, what in the shit is going on? This is some other shit. You know what I mean? And then remember, in between the first movie and the second movie dropping, everybody's like, well, what the fuck does Zion look like? You know, what's that going to be? Like, there was all kind of a... I remember people doing, like, fucking college articles, like just writing their own fucking fan fiction. That was the first time I was exposed to fan fiction based on the fucking Matrix shit. Yeah. Like, where people just would write their own shit and be like, hey, I'm putting this on a blog, you know?
Oh, yeah. There's...
It wasn't even a blog. Well, actually, no, I guess back then it was a blog, right?
Yeah, back then it was a blog. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. And then, like, when you see Zion, you see, like, famous, like, people.
Yep.
Like, you had, what was it, Dr.
Cornel West was on there.
Yeah, he's, like, one of the council members. I'm just like, what the hell? Why is he in this film? But he's speaking so eloquently. I love it. And then you had, like, all these other people on there. I'm like, dude, like, well-respected people as well, scholars and whatnot in the film. And I remember, like, people were, like, super deep into it, like, writing college, like Project said, college papers. There's, like, all these theories. There's, like, the God complex and all this stuff. And there was, like, the Animatrix was supposed to evade people because, like, if you watched it, it had the little short that did the lead up, so everyone was all about it. Everyone had to see it. That was like one of the top rented DVDs before the film came out. It was super crazy, super crazy.
Well, you know, sorry. What was really cool about The Matrix is it was like one of the first times that most people. It's what brought it. It really changed the way that American movies were being made after that, because it brought like Chinese choreography, like martial arts choreography, into like the Western world, and for like the wide audience of America, that was the first time people saw fighting like that outside of like a Chinese movie or Japanese movie, mainly a Chinese movie, like a kung fu flick, and like seeing like the way they were using like wire fu with that shit, it was just like it was blowing people's minds. And after that is when like you saw like more of like the the evolution of wire fu, and then when they had gun fu with what was the name of that movie?
Oh, Equilibrium.
Yeah, that
when
movie.
They did the gun katas. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, but don't forget, like again, to 19-year-old prodigy, 19-year-old Kronos, 20-year-old Kronos, 55-year-old old ninja. It was amazing to see like these folks in trench coats with like Uzis and fucking RPGs and fucking people up, but everybody looked young and fucking hip, and like they would go to some cyber internet cafe or something. The look of them motherfuckers was off the fucking hook. You know what I mean? Like the cool factor was
a bunch
hard.
of cyber goths.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like that works, I guess.
It's cyber goth. Yes.
And it took the stigma off because back then, for you youngins, the whole Columbine and trench coat thing was still kind of like, it was still kind of controversial. Like every time you saw someone in a trench coat, people were like, oh, they got a gun, they're about to shoot up the place. So this made the whole trench coat thing like, oh, they must be heroes or fans of the Matrix, because it was easy Halloween costume to make. All you need is a trench coat and a suit, all black, and some glasses. And
my man Morpheus wore some fucking shades with no glasses, just a rim, and looked cool as fuck. And we hadn't seen him, like he had such a hot career in the 90s with like What's Love Got to Do with It, and then Boys in the Hood and whatnot. But this was something different, like, you know what I mean? Lawrence Fishburne as like the ultimate guru guide, knowing kung fu, going in and out of places.
Bruh, he was Black Yoda.
Yes.
In a trench coat.
For real.
That's why everyone connected with him. He spoke, instead of speaking backwards, he just spoke Yoda from left to right, front to back, and he just like, he taught Neo what to do, and he believed in him so much, but he knew that like he was gonna fail. He kept with him, and he believed in this whole like, bigger than the rest of us type prophecy, and he was captain of the ship and whatnot. And then we saw in part 2 that he had like, he had a boo thing waiting on him. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude, I'm all the way fucking excited about that shit. Like, I hope it's a big fucking hit phenomenon again.
Yeah, that's some shit.
Like, rightly so, people give Warner Brothers a whole lot of shit because they fucked up over and over again, putting Jonah Hex before Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman sometimes. But like back then, like they had the Matrix trilogy, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter all hitting in like a pretty much back to back years around late 90s all the way into the late aughts.
Even Constantine, even though it was a post Matrix film, but Constantine was kind of a hit, even though it wasn't exactly accurate because he's supposed to be British. Yeah. There's no the castle that his mansion that he had, none of that's really featured, but people still resonated because it was Neo doing dark magic.
Yep. I didn't even associate him with the DC Constantine because he wasn't British. I was like, what's this weird?
Yeah. That was weird. Like, he didn't even try to do it. He's like, I'm just going to be me. All right.
Wasn't blonde.
Oh, yeah, none of that. I didn't get it either. I just thought this was a really cool, like, supernatural film. Come to be like, oh, this is DC. Oh, this is John Constantine. Wait, what? He ain't British. He had the trench coat and shit, but he wasn't blonde. I'm like, but it still worked.
Yeah,
it was dope.
Fucking shit, man. I will say I'm slow. I have to think about every fucking episode of Squid Games. Like I'm still on episode 3.
I'm on episode
This shit
5.
Oh, you're still early. Oh
this
man.
shit is fucking me up. God damn, I love this.
It gets the more it goes on, the crazier it gets. I'm on episode 5 now, and it's just like, it's a
Oh
lot.
shit.
It's a lot.
Mm.
I'm just like, why are you doing that, guy? Why are you now? You're doing what with the bodies? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah.
Mhm.
The part that got me and I had to just sit and think was when the one gangster with the tattoo on his face, and again I'm early on, but he was on that bridge and talking to the other gangster and he set him up and he's like, the Filipinos coming after your ass, and he gets out, shanks him, and is like, welcome to Korea, jumps off of him. Like, what the fuck is happening?
He shanked the fuck out of that dude.
Yeah.
Like he stabbed him once, like in the leg. I was like, oh, you got him. And then he stabbed him again in the back. I was like, well, you definitely got him. And then he just kept going. I was like, bruh, he's dead. I guess he wasn't dead enough.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure he didn't get up.
Dude, my fucking image of Korea will forever be changed. I think of fucking K-pop and fucking boba tea and karaoke. Nah, man. I ain't going to Korea and Seoul at night. Motherfuckers will shank me like them Filipinos. Nah, it's not happening.
That's all bad.
It's so crazy, like how much they're. And what's insane is that I can guarantee you, like, if you did that in real life, people would do it. Even if death was on the line, because people are earning that much fucking debt right now.
Oh yeah, it's relatable on a universal human scale, and that's what I appreciate. It's a unique story, and the other thing that I heard, like when I was reading up about it, this guy tried to make this movie or make this series a bunch of times. It got turned down by all the fucking studios for fucking years. So
yeah, it's like a decade, literally a literal decade.
You know, it's got the biggest hit in the world.
It's like, bro, they made Human Centipede 1 and 2. I think there's a 3, isn't there?
There is a 3.
So like, if there's 3 Human Centipedes, we need 3 seasons of Squid Game. All right, this is way better than Human Centipede, especially part 2. Part 2 was just fucking dark.
Yeah, part 2 was bad. Oh, I saw the uncensored part 2, and that shit was just. Woo.
I will say this, though, I can't help but fucking with my lisp and shit put an S on the end. It's supposed to be. I know it's Squid Game, but that shit is getting called Squid Games every fucking time.
I mean, to be honest, they do play multiple games. So it's just what fucks me up royally is that these are supposed to be games played by children, and these adults are playing it with their lives on the line. Like there are people with guns hovering over them, making sure they complete the task. And as soon as there's like a minuscule mistake, the just nanosecond of them just click, boom, and they just keep it moving. I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's just all bad.
I will tell you, it's so fucking popular. I haven't let my kids obviously watch it for very obvious reasons. But it's all over my kids' elementary school. They're talking about Squid Games and shit.
Yeah, definitely let kids watch this shit.
Yeah, but they're just like, have you heard of Squid Game? Red light, green light. I was like, you ain't supposed to know about that shit. What the fuck is wrong with your parents?
I mean, red light, green light is supposed to be an innocent game, but when you add guns to it, it's totally different.
Welcome to Korea, motherfucker.
Wait, so episode 3 is the one with the, or was that 4? Is 4 the one with the sugar things, the honey whack?
Oh, the honeycomb?
One? Yeah. Is that 3?
I don't think Prodigy's there yet.
Prodigy, you see the honeycomb thing? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just
no.
Like, that shit, like the end of it was like, it was so funny to me. But yeah, you'll see, man.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Because when you get to that, you'll see another level of what's going on.
Yeah,
in the thing.
The shit's I think in episode 3, like the cop comes in, right?
2. Yeah, he's in there now.
But no, but I think in 3 though, he like actually goes into the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're alluding to that right now.
Okay, yeah. So,
yeah, where I am.
Yeah, there's a whole other layer in episode 4, and it was just like, oh, okay.
Yep. Prodigy, you gotta hurry up so we can get on this Midnight Madness. Midnight Mass.
Yeah,
I heard
see that
because people keep saying that this will twist your mind up, and they're saying it's super fucked up. So I'm like, well, I got to see this then.
Yeah, I need it. Plus, they have that guy Raul Kajami. I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about. He's Pakistani, I believe.
Yeah, Pakistani
he's like
actor.
a Pakistani
really
American.
Good. He was great in the Haunting of Bly Manor, like excellent series from last year or the year prior.
It's like 2 years.
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago. But I'm down. I will say this though, I did finally finish off Chappelle's stand-up The Closer. Did you guys talk about this already?
We did, but not super in depth.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all all saw it, though,
What were
right?
your
Oh yeah.
What were your thoughts, man?
Dude, I fucking love this. I thought this was a goddamn masterpiece, and Chappelle's had a whole lot of fucking hit comedy specials for me. And this maybe I'll have to go back to Sticks and Stones. This may be my fucking favorite one.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, that's your opinion, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, and I love. Don't get me wrong, I like the other ones too. Um, I don't. Obviously, right now, I think there is like threats of I don't know walkouts, or boycotts, or whatever.
There was
the fuck
a
is
there
going
was a
on.
walkout and boycott today.
Yeah. To me, these people are very ridiculous and did not watch The Closer, at least with in the spirit of enjoying a stand-up comedy special. I don't know where they're even coming from in terms of it being disrespectful if you really look at it in the greater context. But I thought Chappelle was crystal fucking clear on exactly where he was coming from, and like hilarious with his jokes and his timing on this one. And he said up front, "This is gonna be my last one. You know, I'm gonna go all the way there." I didn't give a shit about quote unquote getting canceled. Said Twitter isn't a real place. Waved the middle finger and just for me brought it hard as hell. And most importantly, for any stand-up comedy special, it was funny as shit. I laughed hard as shit when he said, mild spoilers if you haven't seen it, but when he said that shit about this is impossible pussy, I fucking died. That
All
shit
bad.
got me. That shit
Because that's what he's like.
fucking worked.
It tastes like pussy, but it really ain't. I'm like, hold on, bro.
Yeah, but again, the other thing too is obviously, you know, I'm dancing around it, but he was very vocal about the transgender community, but also talked very personally about someone who was a friend of his committing suicide, that he did things for her and her family after she died, and did things for her while she was alive in terms of putting her on. Like, if you're opening for Chappelle, your life as a comic has forever fucking changed. Period. Like,
for sure.
That's one of the biggest things you could ever fucking ask for. So, he, in my opinion, humanized the fuck out of her. Talked about her struggles. Talked about her getting shit on by folks in the trans community. You know, and had receipts for all of that. It was, again, to me, just a masterclass of kind of weaving through modern culture, weaving through controversial aspects of things. I mean, one of the other things, again, mild spoiler, he talked about how the baby shot somebody in a Walmart, you know, and nobody gave a shit. Nobody bats an eye to that. Kind of like how, in a lot of ways, John Gruden was going to be forgiven for saying some obviously racist, anti-black shit, and was being hugged on ESPN by Randy Moss and other people.
Yeah, but remember, the baby did kill someone as ruled as self-defense. It wasn't like he came in there just shooting up.
Sure.
I'm the baby.
Yeah. Well, you know, in any event, killing someone is bad. Usually seen as bad. Usually.
Unless you live in Kentucky and you shoot a dark person, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know all the circumstances. Maybe it was, you know, truly fight or flight. He was about to get killed. I don't know. But, you know, he brings up some interesting points, and I'm going on and on, but I was
hold on. The point about the baby
impressed.
thing is that, you know, the baby's career wasn't affected at all by killing somebody in a Walmart, but if he just hurts, you know, somebody in that community's feelings, then his career is all of a sudden destroyed. And it's like it shows the value that people have of black people versus, you know, the LGBTQIA community. Like, and I mean, that's true. So I think that they're uncomfortable with that fact, and therefore they need to find something else to be angry about. And they don't even talk about, you know, the fact that this poor woman got online bullied to death. She committed suicide because of online bullying, more than likely. And people don't want to touch that shit with a fucking 10-foot pole because they know that it's true. And they said, oh, well, look at her, you know, somebody said, look at her, like, death note. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't know if there was one. And they said that, you know, she regretted that she let her community down. I was like, okay, well, even if that is true, she still got bullied into doing that. Like, your own thoughts are your own thoughts. If you're bullied into thinking that you let your entire community down, you still got fucking bullied, man. And that's the point that people are missing here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people seem to also forget the whole August Ames debacle because the night before she killed herself, she was fighting with LGBTQ plus community over not wanting to work with men who were basically bisexual or I don't know if it was a trans actor, but she said it was my body, my temple, and I get to choose who I work with. But she was in, fights with
Was
people
this a
on
porn?
Twitter,
Sorry, so just so I know,
yes,
porn
porn
star, right?
actress,
Yeah.
and literally after the fight, the very next day, she killed herself.
Yeah.
But nobody wants
So-
to. They don't want to talk about it because they want to talk about, how marginalized they are. And yes, like your people in your community are marginalized, and I get that. People can be bullied in that community. But if you're doing the same thing to other people for disagreeing with you, then you're part of the same exact problem. And if you don't see that, then you have a problem with your entire worldview. If you think that you're so above everybody else that you cannot take criticism from them, then you have an issue that needs to be resolved. And that's something that he talked about in his special that people just they don't want to talk about it.
And I just want to be really clear. And I listened because I watched this a little bit late. I watched it this weekend. So it was after the controversy and all of that. And I was like, let me see it for myself. And I was listening really clearly. I didn't hear anything for me that was mean-spirited. I'm trying to completely dehumanize or hate on to the standpoint of, I want violence for someone because they're trans or gay. I didn't hear anything close to that. I really didn't. I heard some jokes like a comedian on stage is going to do, but I didn't hear him being like, I can't stand blah, blah. I didn't hear that. I really didn't, especially in the larger context of the stand-up set. So, I think in terms of walkouts with Netflix, do not forget, and we talked about this maybe a year ago, you had a semi, and I haven't seen it for myself, but allegedly semi-pro-pedophilia show in Cuties.
Oh, so according to Blue, that's not the case because he watched
okay.
it.
I haven't seen it for myself. I'm saying allegedly. I'm saying supposedly, but that's the lens it was viewed by.
Yeah,
and I didn't hear nothing from any Netflix employees except for moving on.
Yeah. So according to Blue, that movie it was literally about a young African girl, African, trying to escape her village or whatnot from warlords and shit, and then she managed to end up dancing. She just was very young, and I was like, what? Because he talks about it on the podcast. He gives a review, and he talks about he didn't understand because the way he felt before versus the way he felt after viewing it. He criticized the people that were criticizing the film. You obviously have not watched this because this is not what it's about. And he said it straight.
Case. That totally may be the case. I'm not discrediting what he's saying.
I get that, but what you were talking about is kind of like the people who have not watched it are looking at it and saying this is exploitative or possibly pedophilic, show. But it's like, did you watch this? And that's what Blue poised on the show. Did you really watch this? It doesn't look like it. It looks like you jumped on the bandwagon based on what you saw. And Netflix still held on to it. They didn't do walkouts. They didn't do none of that. And it's obviously because people didn't watch it. So.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, too. I was scared they were going to do a Rainbow Six style breach out through my fucking front door if people start to press play on that shit. You know what I mean? The FBI coming.
Yeah, but you got other stuff. Facebook coming for you. Facebook's going to rebrand as some kind of shield agency because they coming for your ass.
Look, I'm just going to log in from Tijuana. Everything's going to be just fucking fine. It's only a few miles away. They can't catch me down there.
That's all bad. But y'all hear about this shit? Apparently, Facebook is going to rebrand next week. It's going to be some other shit.
It's going to be the same. Well, you can rename it if you want, but it's still the same shit.
Exactly.
You ain't fooling nobody. It's just like Philip Morris changing their name. You're still fucking Philip Morris. You still killed thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people with with smoking. So get out of here.
They're going to put on a fake mustache?
Yeah. we are Le Facebook now. I don't fuck the name change. Actually change the policies of
Yeah.
Facebook. Stop making it such a vortex of fucking hate. Stop making me like unfriend people because they keep sharing the same, you know, hateful nonsense on Facebook. Stop making it available to them. And
Yeah.
if you're concerned with talking about censorship, I'm talking about censorship. What Facebook is showing me is that a lot of people that I considered my friends back in the day are kind of pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're kind of pieces of shit. And so I just had to let them go. Let them be their own racist ways, even though they're definitely not racist. That was what they'll say. But they're sharing a bunch of racist shit. And if they don't understand what they're sharing is racist, then they need to get re-educated. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not talking about putting people in concentration camps or some shit like that. But I just take up your own fucking time and read some goddamn books on actual historical events. And don't sit there and just ignorantly share out bullshit and get called out about it and then get mad about, oh, it's all about race. It's like, well, if you're sharing obvious racist shit, then yeah, it's about race, you idiot. Like, come on, man.
It's so amazing to me, though. Like, again, I got to go back to the John Gruden one. He said some blatantly racist shit about this one black man. And he was like, I don't have a racist bone in my body. And I'm offended that you're telling me I'm racist.
Yeah, what?
If you say racist shit and someone says, hey, you sound like a racist piece of shit, and then you get all fucking butthurt about it, what the fuck is going on with you? Like, what is in your goddamn head, you know? You're showing evidence of it, and people are going to obviously react to that. It's real fucking simple. It's not complicated. Yeah. Anyway.
I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, like, I've said some pretty messed up things in my life, and I've regretted some of them, and, you know, I've apologized for some of them, but I don't go off on, like, super racist rants. You know, I don't talk about, like, my dislike for, you know, put in whatever ethnic group you want to put in there, you know, based solely upon their ethnic group. You know, like, I don't understand how people think that this is acceptable, especially in 2021, after we're literally going through, like, the race riots of 2020 and still going through 2021. Like, we're still going through these issues and people are still not willing to concede anything or even look into, like, why people are feeling this way. And they're still doubling down on racist nonsense that has been around. Like, they're literally just recycling shit that was around, like, 50 years ago.
Yeah. Exactly. Facebook is it is what it is. And let me share my lewds, goddammit.
Yeah, how about that? Maybe it's gonna be lewd book. Just a product.
Spin-off. Do a little. Open up your what is it? Your dark mode in your browser, and then log in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Not speaking of which, but did y'all see Snoop Dogg's
segue? You
failed. Yeah, I tried. But y'all see this Snoop Dogg's new video, Big Subwoofer?
I didn't. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, where he's dressed as a Mandalorian. He's literally wearing a Mandalorian helmet, and there's like the blue monkey alien chick from Avatar. He has like a bunch of sci-fi like cosplay pretty much while he's playing this.
Snoop is always fucking fun. I will say that about him. I remember when, I'll just say it like it is, most of white America was deathly afraid of Snoop Dogg when he was a fucking youngster.
Oh yeah.
Let's be real. Like him and Cube and Easy, like they were just like, this is going to be the end of the fucking Western civilization or whatever. And now him and Ice-T are like just basically like everyone's favorite old man uncle. You know what I mean? Like this is crazy and fun.
Bruh, Snoop Dogg has a show with Martha Stewart. Like, yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah, you know, and
Ice-T's on Criminal Minds or some shit, or
SVU, right? Like
Criminal SVU for like 10 years or some shit.
Nah, like 20. He's been on there since forever. The thing that makes me sad is I would have loved to have seen what fucking Pac would have done. You know what I mean? If he had been around, you know what I mean? 20 years later, because he was like one of the better rapper turned actors you could find. You know?
Oh yeah. Pac would have been president.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been president, but all right. We can all pretend though. I mean, he ain't around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't hurt to dream.
There you go. But yeah, so you know, it's just funny how time fucking softens things. Like fucking Ice Cube. You know,
Mm-hmm.
America's Most Wanted and shit. And then the one that gets me is like 20 years, I guess it is 20 years ago, like Eminem when he first came out, you know, and he's kind of mellowed out. Like what was his daughter's name? Haley?
Haley, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Grown up
I mean,
now,
she's a
it's weird.
fucking grown woman now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ.
We're getting older, you know.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, like, when we're talking about the Matrix. I remember when I was watching the first Matrix, and then back in the day, I remember thinking, like, why did it take so long for the second one to come out?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, like, when the first Matrix came out, I was going through comm school in the Marine Corps, and then the second one came out, I was already past my EAS, but I was still in the Corps. So it was like, I think I was just starting, I think it was like on leave or something like that, but I was just starting my job with my first civilian company outside the Marine Corps. So to me, in my life, it seemed like a large span of time, but it's only like 4 years, like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just like, but it seemed like forever. I was like, when's the next Matrix?
Yeah, man. And the hype was building that entire time in between too. We were just like waiting on fucking bated breath and shit.
Yeah. But anyway,
awesome.
Back to Eminem. I remember, like, Eminem was so odd because, you know, we never got, like, we had some, you know, white rappers back in the day, but like their lyrical prowess wasn't that great, like, for the vast majority of them, just to be honest. But when Eminem came out, it was like, damn, first of all, this dude's fucking crazy. But second of all, he can spit some fucking bars. And, you know, he had the backing of Dr. Dre, so he had some pretty dope beats too. And it was just like, it took a minute for, like, I think Black America to really latch on to Eminem being like a legit rapper. And it wasn't overnight. He got put on radio overnight, but I don't think Black America accepted his ass overnight at all. It took a couple years.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then, again, you talk about a mega hit, that fucking 8 Mile movie, that was put him into the stratosphere. That was the equivalent of his Purple Rain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, very
in a
much.
lot of ways. So, and then, shit, the woman from that, Brittany Murphy, been dead goddamn 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Shit. Oh, so there's a documentary about, it's literally called What Happened to Brittany Murphy. It is on HBO Max. And you know who else is in that film? Who plays his mom is Kim Basinger. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Fucking weird ass shit. All right. What else we got, guys?
Wrapping it up.
Yeah, I'm about to say we could probably wrap it up. I think we covered. There's some stuff we gotta wait for Blue.
What was that? What was that new Snoop Dogg song called?
It is called
Super something. Super bass.
Subwoofer. Something. I closed down my screen, so I lost it.
All right.
But
what you got populating this week? God damn it.
I'll be playing a lot more fucking Back for Blood. I still haven't finished it because I've been playing it with different squads, so each squad is at different stages of the game. But more people are finishing the game. More people are realizing that you need to be mic'd up to fucking survive this motherfucker. Like,
I hate these motherfuckers.
Yeah, even though, I mean, at least on the Xbox, it bypasses party chat, so the people in the game can hear you even though you're in a chat. I don't know how it is on the PlayStation, but
it's better. I'll just tell you, it's always better. Anyway, go ahead.
Sure. But the thing is, it's cool because it is crossplay, so you can play with a lot of people. I played with B-Boy the other day, so he brought his girlfriend on, so we managed to play through one of the more challenging levels, so it worked out, but there's still a lot more to go. It's a lot of fun. Still building up. The gaming kind of encourages you to help out other people is for semi-selfish reasons, because you basically want to help out people so you can get more, like, points to get better cards to play in the game. So you want to keep playing, help people out, or get further in the game. I haven't even fucked with the PvP like section of the game, which is like a whole separate thing. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's been raining here in the Bay Area. It rained today, so I'm probably going to be in a lot more, playing a lot more Back for Blood. I'm probably going to try some more because it's October.
I like how you said that, like, as if you play outside.
I work outside sometimes, but
you work? Oh, okay.
Sometimes, but not a lot. But Probably gonna do some more like kind of because it's October, play some more of the scary game. I'm gonna try really hard to play some Resident Evil because I have like a lot of Resident Evil shit to get through.
Be Pacific. Which one are you doing? God damn
Oh,
it!
I'm doing well. It would be Resident Evil 2 remake, the Resident Evil 3 remake, and then Resident Evil 7. I got to get through all of them, and then buy Resident Evil Village.
7 is
And try to
longer than the 2 and
the Village.
3 combined.
Oh shit! Because
Yeah,
two's fairly long.
you'll
3 I
see.
heard is short, but I'm in a
Seven's is
spot.
7's the scariest one.
Sure.
Just heads up.
If you have not and you're on the PlayStation, I highly recommend you play Alan Wake. That's something you should have done as soon as it dropped, but it's a great game. It's perfect season, spooky season to play it. Gonna watch me some Stargirl and whatnot. Oh, gotta get these here. So, for those of you who are into Star Wars, like myself, this new spin-off here, the Trial of Shadows, dropped this week. This is another mini-series, not to be confused with this one here, the Monster at Temple Peak, which is another High Republic miniseries. This is only going to be 4 issues. The next issue, I think, drops either the 22nd or the 28th or something. So, I'm reading these right now. There's a bunch of stuff I guess they're going to wrap up before the next wave of books drops in January. So, now's the time to kind of get some of this now, or maybe put it on your Christmas wish list. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Kronos, what you got?
Yeah, actually, I'll recommend a comic too. That dropped, I think it was last week, but the Immortal Hulk run just finished up. This is number 50. This is a variant, but this is like one of the best comic book runs in a while, especially concerning the Hulk. It was fantastic, like with the way they introduced, the one below all, the different versions of Hulk, and like his whole like internal behind the green door, like universe thing. It was very interesting to see, and like seeing these other people that are gamma affected people is really cool. And shout out to, I think, who was the guy that wrote it? I forget. I think it's Ewing or something like that.
Al Ewing. Al Ewing.
Al Ewing, yeah. And Donny Cates is going to pick up the next run of the Hulk, which is going to drop, I think, in January. So Donny Cates has been on a roll lately with basically everything he's been touching. So I'm looking forward to reading his run of the Hulk as well. Other than that, I still need to beat Kana and Bridge of Spirits, or Kana Bridge of Spirits. I'm on the last boss, pretty sure, but it's kind of a pain in the ass because the boss is like this big thing, and it's just like it's really like a long drawn out battle that has to do with like different sections, and if you die once, it doesn't put you at that section that you died on. It puts you all the way back to the beginning. And you have to fight this whole thing for like a long time, and it's just like, fuck, man. So literally 10-15 minutes of work can put you back, if you die, back to the very beginning. It's like, I wish they would have just put in saves in between those. It's really annoying, but I'll get through it. Maybe I'm not gonna drop the difficulty. I can get through it. I'll be all right. So yeah, that's all I got, and I'm glad we got some rain. So.
Hell yeah, glad for the rain too, for the whole state, because we got some down here. I think I have Mishka's mom coming in town next week, so that'll be really good. The kids will get to see their grandmother. And for me, I need to really catch up on some goddamn Squid Games. My kids have been begging me to get back into One Piece. We're gonna do some of that. Definitely hitting up. I think I'm gonna go to Coronado a little bit this weekend. Spend some time. Yeah, spend some time on that beach and shit. And I don't know, do something fun. It's a little colder down here, at least this week. So hopefully it warms up over the weekend. But I'm just like ready and settling in. Like we finally have less boxes in our garage, and things are in the right place in the house, and just getting comfortable. So I'm really fucking happy and shit. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger and pick up Back 4 Blood, because that shit looks fun, and I can't resist some co-op. So yeah,
co-op and zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all about those two things.
So
Even though I've been getting down with Stitch and a couple other friends on Rainbow Six quite a bit. PS5 upgrade is fucking awesome. You know, tactical espionage and shit. Anyway, that's all I got. Old Ninja, take us on out.
you really did say Squid Games.
Dude, I can't help it, man. That shit has an S on the end. Fuck
Yeah,
y'all.
that's hilarious.
Sorry, Korea. Welcome to Seoul.
Oh, goddamn. That's terrible.
You know what's funny? I don't know if you noticed in that whole scene. It was funny because none of them had guns because you can't have guns in Korea.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll just stab you and, you know, blunt trauma you.
Hell yeah. Dive off the bridge, man.
All right. You just experienced Black in the Black Times Infinity. Check us out anywhere and everywhere on the internet with BTHAMBTI. That's BTHAMBTI. We're on almost every social media platform except for like TikTok and Snapchat. We don't do that shit. Check out on Amazon. We have an app that lets you know we go live. You can email us at beanandbti@gmail.com. We have a Discord. You can email us to let us know you want to join. And then check out our official website, benhadproductions.com/beanandbti.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, check out the Wisdom app. Papa Bear's on there, dropping knowledge. So check out Wisdom and look up Papa Bear. And he's the guy who I do bounce exchange with. Check it out. It's a good app. So you guys can talk to him on the app.
Peace.
Yet many questions remain unanswered.